everything changes. By habit, we perceive ourselves and the world around us as something solid, real, and permanent. However, with little effort, we can conclude that there is nothing that is not subject to change. We all stop being babies and grow into adults. We lose loved ones. We see children grow. We experience the changes of the seasons, political regimes, musical styles, and fashion. Everything changes. Despite appearances, no aspect of life remains the same. Just as we cannot separate water from ice, we cannot separate impermanence from phenomena. Any phenomenon we examine, our body, buildings, airplanes, computers, all affirm the certainty of impermanence. At first, when we begin to learn about this, we feel insecure. Impermanence? Change? That seems depressing, but over time, we realize the strength this brings. When we face difficult problems, the acceptance of impermanence becomes a support, a source of security. More than that, when we embrace impermanence, our mind becomes more open and flexible. Otherwise, our life becomes stuck in fixed ideas, and there is no room for creativity, for seeing new opportunities. Life is change. Life is impermanence. Impermanence does not just mean that something has ended. It is a process, a becoming. It is an event that opens the door to new possibilities. Our life is like the waves of an ocean, rising and falling. We tend to associate impermanence with losses, not gains. However, all the positive potential in our life can only happen because of impermanence. If we accept impermanence, we can understand the nature of the ups and downs in all the experiences we live. This is our reality. Everything changes. Life changes all the time. So, inevitably, we will experience unexpected surprises. Most of the difficulties we encounter in our lives, the problems and suffering, arise from these surprises. Imagine, for example, that we arrive at an airport and our flight is delayed. The collective agitation among the passengers tends to be contagious. To avoid being caught up in this agitation, we must be able to accept change. But we get stuck in how things should be and act as if there is an intrinsic connection between a delayed flight and a state of exasperation. We act like fish caught on a hook. The moment our expectations are frustrated, we are pulled into a state of disappointment, exasperation, maybe even fury. We feel lost, helpless, but we are not. We are unable to do anything about the delayed flight, but we can certainly eliminate our irritation. Normally, there is a rigidity in wanting everything to go right, but through detachment and nonchalance, we see that both right and wrong have different purposes and benefits. Everything depends on how we deal with life. If we accept change consciously, we can transform difficult moments into adventures that help us grow. In fact, these moments are the best opportunities we have to let go of our inflexible mind and connect with our true self. Through detachment, in each moment, we can discover more about who we truly are. When we abandon the belief that things are unchangeable and accept the experience that everything is transient, the tension between our expectations and reality, as it is, begins to dissolve. And in this case, we will know that the disturbance of this moment will pass, and that if we maintain mindful awareness, this problem will resolve itself. The inherent nature of all things is change. It is our concern with a problem that causes the disturbance. However, it is easier said than done. We do not know how to remain with the non-conceptual aspects of our mind while simultaneously dealing with our direct experience. Facing the reality of loss is difficult, especially when we lose someone we love or something valuable, like a job. I'm not saying it's easy. In fact, it's very difficult. But what is important is to believe that we can learn, grow, and transform from these experiences. Even though certain things cannot be changed, like aging, we can work with the fear they bring. We can turn our feelings of fear and loss into something positive. That's why I encourage you to turn these feelings into friends. This is possible and can be cultivated through the practice of meditation. Through meditation, we can connect with our consciousness. When we connect with our own consciousness, we can reconcile whatever arises. The large waves of loved ones dying and relationships ending, and the small ripples of broken computers and delayed flights. No wave stays the same. All break on the shore. Through mindfulness, we recognize that all conditions can change, and thus, we deal with each moment with more clarity and confidence. From the moment we are connected to our consciousness, we are no longer identified with our reactions. This affects our usual behavior and allows us to change how we relate to circumstances. Now, we can relax instead of resist. We don't have to feel intimidated by our experiences. Neither do we have to fight or run from them as if they were enemies. We have the potential to look at our experiences and recognize, this is what is happening now, at this moment. The next moment will bring another experience, and the next will bring another. Let it be so, let it pass, let go. When you let go, a freshness arises, a new self, and you see things in a different way. Let go. Become greater than the thought, greater than the emotion. Everything is always in flux. By letting go, we simply allow the movement. We may notice preference and desire, but chasing after them blocks the flow of change. Through mindfulness, we have a choice. The final outcome of any situation is not predetermined. Through mindfulness, we can observe and accept the changes. Accepting our own impermanence, for example, encourages us to let go of our conventional reactions and cultivate behaviors that can reduce our suffering in the future. Take time for this and contemplate your own aging. Aging is bad news, but we need to accept this fact. When we accept it, we feel more relieved and happy. Each stage of life brings different opportunities. When you are young, certain possibilities exist. When you are an adult, others arise. And as we age, there are new experiences and things to enjoy. If you appreciate each moment, you will feel happy. But if you cling only to youth, you will miss out on the opportunities and experiences that come with the passing of time. It is necessary to accept these natural processes. Our body presents a particularly difficult challenge because we want it to be permanent. So, learning about death can help us better understand detachment. If we don't face death, we won't know how to let go. For me, learning about death helps make life more alive and meaningful. This learning continues until the last breath, and even after that, there is still much to be discovered. I believe that death and the process of dying are really important because we will all die one day. The more we try to ignore the fear of death and dying, the more that fear grows. And it grows in a hidden way, chasing us. But if we know how to face and transform it, death actually becomes something very useful. For me, it is deeply enlightening. There are many valuable lessons that arise when we truly face death and the process of dying. For example, when I truly accept the fear of death and dying, my mind becomes more open and free. The simple act of looking at death and the process of dying, of trying to learn about it and using this theme as meditation, has, by itself, a great power to calm the mind and transform the misconceptions we have about reality. Beyond formal meditation on death or aging, our daily life gives us countless opportunities to adapt to change and impermanence. If you truly want to transform, grow, and create something new in yourself, these moments of difficulty are the best opportunities we have for that. In everyday life, we have countless such opportunities. There is no need to look for them. They are already here, present. You just need to recognize them, especially while you are facing challenges. Remember that when there is a problem, there is also a crack for your growth. When something unexpected happens, that is the crack. These are great moments of opportunity.